Okay. Good evening, everyone. Thank you for joining this webinar. I hope everyone is healthy now. My name is Zahra. I'm nutrition student at Universitas Negeri Surabaya, and I'm the host of this webinar. This evening, we are going to discuss about entrepreneur talk, know more about healthy food business. Di sini sekarang kita udah ada narasumber kita, yaitu Kak Simrani Nanwani. Hai Kak.
Hi, Kak Sarah. Thank you so much for having me here today.
Yeah. How are you today, Kak?
I'm very well, thank you. I hope all of you watching here as well, they're all staying safe and healthy. Bagaimana situasi di sana, Kak Zara?
Situasi di sini baik, and I'm so happy to meet you.
Likewise.
You're so gorgeous and beautiful.
Thank you. Thank you, Kak Zara. It's all a matter of like inner beauty, what you eat. Penting juga apa yang kita makan buat pikiran, emosi, dan actual food to look after our body.
Yeah, exactly. Can you tell us what activities are currently being carried out now?
So you want me to share what I'm doing right now?
Yes.
Okay, so where should I start? I'm actually doing a few things. Sekarang saya lagi belajar my master's in functional medicine and human nutrition. That's one of the things. I have a food business that's established in the last 2-3 years that's been running. I take on clients, and I'm a yoga and pranayama teacher, focusing a lot on meditation, and I do access bar. So I just got my access bar certification. And yeah, I just started practicing.
So really productive and good. Okay, now I want to read CV-nya Kak Simran Nanwani. Oke, jadi experience-nya entrepreneur co-founder of the Healthy Nurture and key opening leader at Hope, ada Future on People of Asia, Kompas Indonesia Expat, talk show collaboration with Widam Casablanca, skincare and nutrition workshop for Skin Dewi, and more. It's really talented and inspiring. And education and training, MSc Functional Medicine and Human Nutrition, Access Bar Practitioner, Functional Nutrition for Coach, Intro to Ayurveda, Hatha Yoga Teacher Training, Bachelor of Nutrition, accomplishments accredited by the Association for Nutrition, featured on Spotify, featured on Trans7 TV interview, health and wellness icon Nestle, featured in the Jakarta Post, TED speaker, Eat, Pray, Nutella, and more. Okay, let's in the next question. Can you share with us about your current business?
Yeah, sure, I can. So actually, let me tell you about how my business started, yeah. It's very interesting because di dalam satu keluarga, biasanya in Indian family, kita semua pada mengikuti bisnis keluarga kita, kan. Tapi I was one of the anomaly. Like I was like, I don't want to do business. I don't want to do this. I'm going to go bidang science. I'm going to do nutrition. I don't want anything business related. Tapi ujung-ujungnya, I was working in Nestle, and then it started with my own health journey. Jadi pada tahun 2017-an, I realized I started to have reactions or allergies towards milk. And then pada waktu itu kan kita almond milk or alternative milk, non-dairy milk was not popular. Jadi I was like, okay, where do I go? If I feel like having something, I have to make it at home. So the birth of my business started while I was working in Nestle, the irony. And I couldn't taste test any of the products I was working for in Nestle, like your Milo, your Dankao, everything. When we were working on prototypes, I couldn't, as a nutritionist in the office, I could not taste test the products, and I wanted something for myself, so I created almond milk, and that was how my business started. And I was so glad it did, because I realized more and more people enjoyed it, they needed it, and yeah, there was a market for it, but I didn't know where to start. It was like orang pada kasih botol kosong, tolong diisiin ya. That's how it was, and that's how my business of Healthy Nutter, that's how it started, and that was our first product and still our best-selling product. From there, what happened was I developed product based on what the market wanted. Mereka cari healthy snack yang begini, okay, gak ada. My concept is I don't believe in diets. I want you to be able to feel full, but also enjoy what you're eating and don't feel like mager atau malas or capek after eating. I want you to feel great after eating, right? So I came up with different varieties of healthy snacks. And I would say they're healthier than what's out there. One of our other best-selling products that came about during COVID was actually kue putu chia pudding. And that also it came out of nowhere because someone was like, I'm really, really craving this, but I don't know what to eat. I don't know. And there's always this confusion, like I'm hungry after a workout. What do I eat that's healthy? What is the definition of healthy, right? So that's how I developed my products. And according to people's needs, we created a database of a range of products. So we have things from healthier desserts, like beetroot brownies. Ada banyak orang, like misalnya my sister, she hates vegetables. So what I try to do is incorporate it and integrate it in different ways, such as adding it to brownies.
I get it's really interesting karena emang bener 2017 itu belum banyak susu almond, and I know susu almond itu waktu akhir-akhir ini ternyata Kak Simran udah mengetahui itu udah sejak lama and membuat itu menjadi sebuah bisnis. It's a really kesempatan yang bisa diambil kayak gitu.
Absolutely. And it took me 1 year to figure it out myself because I was like, me and doing business, there's no way. But then more and more people started buying it. Dari botol sendiri, I had to just overnight order bottles. Suddenly I was selling 100 bottles a day in the office. And I was like, I don't have bottles. I don't have a brand. I don't have stickers. Okay, what should I do now? So I was glad my sister was there with me. We're like, okay, let's figure out how to do this. And yeah, it took us 1 year to get the design and redo the packaging. And I was lucky I was in the right environment. But at every point in life, know that when something keeps coming back to you, means you're meant to do that. And don't run away from it.
Oh, berarti Kak Simran ini bangun bisnisnya sama your sister or not? Or just inspiring? Yeah.
I started it and then my sister joined me because, like I said, I'm not the best person in business. So she comes in and helps me with and she has a psychology and education background. So she really helps me with that side of the finances and all of that. So we have divided roles.
Yeah. Okay. Next question. In your opinion, what are the prospects and benefits of the healthy food industry in this era?
I think it's a great prospect because we're always looking for opportunities to be healthier. And I think the problem that we have these days is we look for convenience, right? We want things quick, we want things easy, we want things good for us also. But nothing good ever comes quick and easy, does it?
Yes.
So this is where home industries, people who are inventing healthy foods and education, like educating people along these lines, very, very important because there's so much room for growth. There's so much scope that we've not tapped into to be able to make that change, right? So there's a big gap in the market because this is everybody, they don't know where to start to become healthy because artinya healthy itu apa? That's where us professionals come in to be like, okay, this is what healthy means, but there's a gap. People are not going to wake up tomorrow and suddenly become healthy. There is a transition period. So there's that big gray area where people are looking for healthier alternatives. Belum tentu 100% sehat, but it's healthier.
Yeah.
Misalnya, you can have potato chips, but daripada you have fried potato chips, you have baked potato chips. So that small minor shift is a matter of very small difference, but it's something you can sustain. right? And
Right.
yes, the idea is consistency. If you can sustain it, you can keep it consistent. That's something that works for you. So there's always that room to create healthier options for people to transition to make sure that they're working towards a healthier lifestyle.
Ya benar, jadi nggak bisa langsung kayak orang-orang dikasih 100% makanan yang sehat, tapi setidaknya lebih sehat dari yang sebelumnya karena ada transisi itu tadi ya Kak ya.
Benar. That's what I realized when developing products and starting up my business, because I used to always reboot and be like, this is not healthy, how am I selling it? Kayak, it's not sejajar with my visi misi kan? My vision and mission is to make healthy fun. But if you don't like the taste of healthy, no one does. First, you have to get acquired to it, right? If orang biasa makan manis setiap hari, suddenly langsung stop no manis, pasti nggak bisa.
Yeah,
But you slowly transition. Manisnya, okay, what are some other alternatives that I can have that are sweet? Because at the end of the day, kita harus juga bahagia. Emotional health is just as important. If you're eating healthy but not happy, you're not healthy.
Yeah.
Ya kan?
Ya benar banget.
Yeah.
Okay. And next question, what is the most important element when someone wants to start a healthy food business?
Passion. Passion and persistence. Don't give up. There's so much room for growth, and don't be afraid of failure. The number of times I have failed in this over and over again, but it's okay. I'm not ashamed of it because that's how we grow.
Yes.
Right? It was so funny because there was one of the days where I was making my boss in Nestle try my product, and I was bringing such a big order that day where I was a home industry, so I was just testing it myself. I didn't know anything about shelf life. I didn't know anything about this. Bawa aja ke kantor. Tapi pada saat jalannya, susunya rusak, pecah. And I didn't know I gave it to my boss like that. And I was like, oh my God.
And
so
what?
Yeah, he told me, he's like, this is sour. How are you supposed to, like, please fix it? And I was so ashamed because I was like, oh my God, this is kaya, I'm approaching the head boss with my product yang rusak. It was okay all this while, but so these things always happen. These challenges are always going to come up and be there. As long as you believe in what you're doing, be open to renovating and getting criticism from other people. Because at the end of the day, you are providing a platform or creating healthy food, not just for yourself, but for the users. So you have to hear consumer feedback and be like, what is it that you're looking for? And how can we meet in the middle? Okay, I will create the healthy product, but what is it that you want? Right?
Jadi dengerin juga pendapatnya konsumen gimana biar terus berkembang bisnisnya.
Yes, but don't be afraid of rejection. Don't be afraid to collaborate with other people. Don't be afraid to ask for experts' opinions. Send samples to experts and be like, tell me what you think and how can I make this better? And when you create a product, it might be the best at the first try, but there's always room for growth. Yeah, like it's always constantly evolving. And if you think you've reached the best, in 6 months' time, you can make it better.
Karena nggak semua langsung 100% jadi lancar, tapi pasti ada kegagalan di tengah-tengahnya juga. Tapi itu yang buat kita tumbuh.
Yeah, it took me, again, 8 months to 1 year to get it right. Which is a long time just to get almond milk recipe right. So yeah, it's a process, and don't be afraid to actually enjoy what comes along during the process. Like along the process, I never thought I could design and understand design work, but when you're dealing with packaging design and labels and fonts, you have to sit and learn something, right? So as a part of being an entrepreneur is you get to learn the other sides of things, and don't be afraid if you don't know it all. You're never going to know it all. So it's okay to ask for help, but know what's going on with your business, even if you don't know the exact numbers and the details and this and that. But when you look at it, at least mengerti. Even though if you can't handle it, that's fine. You hire someone to do it, but still understand the basics of everything.
Jadi di bisnis itu ternyata banyak belajar hal baru juga.
Yeah.
Okay. Is there a marketing strategy that you use so that this healthy food business can compete with other food business?
So you're asking me for my marketing strategy? Honestly, our niche is we focus on health. So for people who have allergies, sensitivities, for people who struggle with achieving optimal health, and for people who really want healthy food that's tasty, that's our target market. So it's a lot of word of mouth. We just use Tokopedia and we just stick to our mission that's healthy made fun and healthy is functional. Jadi healthy bukan hanya sekali makan. Healthy is in everything that you do. And what we do is we do a lot of events. We participate in a lot of ways that we can to contribute. So I would say our key contributing factor is we like to share content and information to support the client. Kadang-kali, I actually tell people to stop buying our milk if they're consuming too much.
Why?
Because too much of everything is not good for you.
Oh, yeah.
So we always prioritize our clients' needs above it all. And that I would say is our USP. Yeah, so I would say that I would say that is our marketing strategy. It's not really a strategy. It's more like I really want to help you to the best way possible. And once you start feeling great, you will come back automatically.
Yeah, of course. Jadi
And banyak kali orang mau beli produk kita, tapi they don't want just the product. Mereka merasa bahwa they don't know who to talk to, so they just call and speak to us. It brings them happiness. So it's more like you consume the product, but you feel happy drinking it because there's an emotional connection there.
Yeah.
Padahal, yeah, I've never met these people. But because they feel good having it, they would like to connect with you. Okay, you're welcome to.
Yeah. Di era kayak gini, buat konten itu juga ternyata termasuk salah satu teknik marketing. Karena kan sekarang di era digital dan selain itu juga untuk membangun chemistry dengan para pelanggannya juga.
Yeah. Yeah.
And how do you increase product value and build consumer confidence in healthy food?
Honestly, that is after they try, after they taste it, they know it. And I feel like coming from a background of nutrition, it comes with a sense of responsibility and credibility. Soalnya I have clients and whatever workshops I do, mereka cari, okay, solusinya bagaimana? I'm like, okay, actually, I can't find anything in the market, so I have created a product to support your need. So a lot of times it's about credibility and it's also about liability. If you feel good taking it, you will come back for more.
Yeah.
So that's what we rely upon and that's what we want to achieve, right? Ujung-ujungnya. We don't want to create a product and call it healthy when it's not. And when people eat it, they don't feel the best after. Misalnya banyak susu zaman sekarang, especially the barista version, mereka mengandung banyak minyak nabati.
It's not good.
Because of the rise in trend in all of these milks, banyak orang yang plant-based vegan, mereka kolesterolnya langsung naik. Is that a good thing or a bad thing?
Bad.
Exactly. So I don't want to, like, personally, this is my morals and this is my value that I don't want to be responsible for something like this. So I would like to encourage my clients to consume and my consumers to be conscious about, you know, these things. Yeah. So I would like to create products that enhances your health. Jadi bagaimana cara kita ketemu di tengah?
Antara kemauan dengan konsumen dan produk yang dibuat. Jadi interesting.
So a lot of times people will not accept it, ya nggak apa-apa, because there's there's enough people out there, especially if you're in the F&B, it's always moving. People want new options, people want new things. So, and what is the population of Indonesia? We're massive. We have a lot of people that we can target, right? So identify your niche market or identify your market and work with that. Like misalnya someone had just sent me a photo of cassava chips and asking, oh yeah, this person is claiming these chips are healthier. I'm like, healthier than what? Karena kandungannya tetap singkong digoreng, pakai minyak nabati, pakai garam, pakai gula, pakai MSG. So I questioned, what is this healthier compared to? Potato chips that's synthetic, or like, these are just claims that are being thrown out there. But if you're in this field as a nutritionist yourself, Kazara, you know it comes with a sense of responsibility. When you want to sell something healthy, imagine you take a bottle of Coke and you say it's healthy. Nggak mungkin you would do that, because that's your responsibility, right?
Exactly. Tanggung jawab kita ya.
Tanggung jawab kita, benar.
Okay.
I hope that answers your question. You can still ask me if I didn't.
And your product Instagramnya itu the healthy nature. Yeah. I searched that. Kontennya bagus banget. It's you or?
It's me and my sister. What we do is we try to create a platform to simplify healthy food, where to source healthy food from, what ingredients can we use, easy recipes that we share, and also products that we have. So it's not just like, our vision is not just to sell, but also to educate.
Yes.
Because we can't serve everybody. But we can support how everybody, like, where if you want to get healthier food, you want to get alternatives to things, we will be a platform to support you.
Ya benar, karena di Indonesia juga masih kurang pengetahuannya tentang healthy food itu kayak gimana. Jadi kontennya bukan cuma selling, tapi juga educate anybody.
Itu paling penting, because that will bring your people back, and that keeps with the consistency. To be healthy is not one meal, it's not one drink. It's what you choose to do every single day.
Ya, itu butuh konsisten.
Yes. And you're not going to be able to drink almond milk throughout your day, right? You're going to have one bottle, but what you eat throughout the rest of the day is going to make a difference. So it's very important to understand the basics, to understand the foundation and the knowledge behind why you're doing what you're doing, and that's why the Simway, my personal page, is actually to share the science behind it all. Not just from the food aspect, but from a holistic aspect. Because that's exactly what I'm studying in my master's now. So with functional medicine, we identify the root cause of a condition daripada hanya the symptoms. Misalnya gejala-gejalanya mungkin sama, tapi akar masalahnya pasti akan beda. Karena cara hidup beda, apa yang dimakani beda, apa yang diminum, what you're thinking, your emotional state, everything is different. So it comes down to this, what you eat every day, that will play a bigger role daripada hanya satu produk yang dikonsumkan.
Butuh kombinasi banyak produk untuk mencapai itu.
Yes. And cara-caranya, how to balance it is important. So that was the hardest thing to penetrate through when I started my business, because people were wondering, ngapain itu penting makan sehat?
People don't know. Yeah.
Because I feel good anyway. So why should I eat healthy? If I'm going to eat gorengan, I'm going to eat gorengan. That makes me feel good. Yeah, it makes me feel good. But what makes it feel good? Is it your emotional satisfaction, mental satisfaction, or does it make your body feel better? So there is so many things to dive in deeper to understand, okay, what's going on here? And that's why it's from a more holistic perspective. And once you understand why you're doing what you're doing, lebih gampang untuk to adopt a healthy lifestyle. At least you want to do it, because no one can force you to do it.
Yeah.
So you have to find that emotional connection with your consumers as to why would they want to choose you? Why would they want to choose to eat healthy? A lot of times my products are still not accepted amongst people who want to eat junk food. I'm like, yeah, okay, you eat your junk food, be happy, that's okay. But those who are looking for healthier options, it's like, okay, great, I can still enjoy these things and not feel crappy after. That's the idea.
Okay, it's really interesting.
So don't feel bad about it, yeah? If people say no to you, or...
It's fine, like, okay. And this product from the nature are very innovative. So how do you find inspiration to create innovative healthy food products like that? Karena kan nggak banyak healthy food juga di Indonesia. Orang banyak yang memikirkan kayak ya udah rasanya yang penting enak pasti konsumennya banyak. Gitu kayak gimana?
Yeah. Honestly, I love cooking. I've learned to cook before I could even write. So yeah, sometimes in the middle of my sleep I get ideas. Gak bisa tidur gara-gara mikir lagi mau masak apa ya besok. Or what should I make? Or in the middle of my sleep, I'm like, I want to make this tomorrow. Yeah, I would say I love cooking. That's one of my biggest passions. And I think that's where it comes from seeing people happy eating these foods, also seeing them make a step towards healthy living. And it's a combination with my passion for cooking. So all jadi satu.
Okay. Jadi,
actually, I'll give you a story. One of the products that we came up with was omega wraps. Jadi itu keto, itu tinggi omega 3. Soalnya as plant-based vegan, you don't get enough sources of omega 3s. And berapa banyak can you eat? And if you're keto, if you're vegetarian, pasti lapar. So I had a few people around me that was doing the wild fit diet. Jadi mereka untuk 1 bulan harus plant-based. And they were like, oh my God, lapar banget, lapar banget, lapar banget. And I'm like, this is not right.
Yeah.
I don't like this. Why are they hungry? If you are trying to eat healthy, you shouldn't be so hungry.
Yes.
Right? So that's how I created this product. I was like, okay, what's something that's keto, but also healthier and also like beneficial for health. It has all the added fibers, it's anti-inflammatory. That's how this product came about. It took a couple practices, and then after that, people use it as a wrap, people used it as quesadillas, people use it as paratas. Like you could have it with anything.
Yeah.
I used to make an open pizza with it. So it's whatever you choose to make out of it, you can, as long as you're not going hungry. Yeah. So that's how an idea of how one of the products came about, because I was like, how can you go hungry? Like, this is not okay.
Not happy.
Not happy, grumpy, and you're like, Yeah, so it always comes from an emotional connection, but, and then again, that's not a very business-like, when you're looking at it from a business standpoint, it's an idea, but it just happened and it executed.
Yes.
And it did really, really well during COVID.
Oh yeah, it's true. Berapa lama untuk menemukan this innovation? 1 month? 1 year?
For certain recipes?
Yes.
Or
it depends.
Going? It just keeps going, to be honest.
Okay.
It's when I use the market as my test. So if people order, let's see their response. If some people say kurang ini, kurang itu, okay, I would like it to be like this, then I adjust it and I'm like, okay, this is the final recipe, I've nailed it. But I always use consumer test as my benchmark, because my taste buds are very different to those consuming it.
Yes.
Right? So I always just, okay, initially when I started making my chia pudding, actually, this is the first time I was doing it. It was a complete fail because I didn't know how much it was going to makar. It was so thick. And I was like, I'm not making it sweet. I don't want people to eat anything sweet or any artificial sugar. So I'm not going to make it sweet. I was very adamant, this is going to be very healthy. No. When I sold like 40 jars that next day, it was so bad. Everybody was like, this is disgusting. That was the feedback I got. And my heart sank and I was like, was it really that bad? They're like, Simran, you need to add a bit of sweetener. You need to, I was open to criticism. Initially, I was like, what is going on? Like, gugup.
Yeah.
But it's okay. I took their feedback. I reformat it. I made it, changed the recipe, revised it, everything. And then it turned out better. In fact, the next few products sold 100 jars a day and it just boosted. And I was like, oh, okay, cool. When you listen to your consumers and what they want, it's a win-win situation.
Yeah. Jadi tetap terus berjalan dengan
consumer
permintaan
feedback.
Konsumen, yeah. Okay. And what was the biggest obstacle you have ever encountered in building this business, and how did you survive those obstacles?
What are the obstacles starting this business? Like I said at the start, I'm actually not a business-oriented person.
Mhm.
So thinking of how to run a business, starting a business altogether was not easy for me. And I was lucky. I reached out to a lot of business experts, the bosses or people in business that I knew, and I'll just message them and I'm like, hey, these are some of the products I make, and everyone's telling me to make this into a business, but I don't know how to start it. Can you guide me? So I used to sit and have conversations and learn from them, get feedback. Okay, how should I go about this? What should I do? What about this design? I used to always constantly ask for feedback. And for me, what I found was useful was surrounding yourself with those people to help you grow. So collaborate with people. And again, all of this was new to me. And yeah, that was, I would say, my biggest challenge, but I was lucky that I found different mentors across different phases in my business to guide me accordingly. And you build that relationship so that whenever you get stuck in a problem or whenever you get stuck in something, you can always be like, okay, I'm stuck in this. Can you teach me, or how do I navigate this? So don't be afraid that you don't know it all. Always know that there are people out there who are willing to support you.
Jadi jangan takut apapun, tapi tetap terus untuk mencoba.
Yes, keep trying. Persistence is always key. If I was not persistent, I would not even be here. Like even sometimes I look at my dad and I tell him, I'm like, how did I even end up in business? It's the last thing I ever thought I'd be doing, but the irony, the first one in the family to start something completely different. And safe to say, it is doing really well. And yeah, we've got the right networks of people. You have the right people to support you. And this is something you build for yourself at the end of the day.
Yeah.
And another thing I would like to add is when you're creating a vision and mission statement for your whatever health food business you want to start or anything in this field, have a vision that's greater than just yourself. It makes it easier to do. The universe supports you better, and you realize that there are people out there who are willing to support you.
Yeah.
Like my mission is not for my product to be number one, but to see people around me become healthier, and how can my products support that?
Can we know?
Yeah.
Can we know your mission, misinya?
Yeah, like I just said, my mission is to help people become healthier and to support them through their journey. If my products can cover and close some of the gaps, I'll be very happy to. I wouldn't say my product is the best, it's number one in this. No, because again, being in the field of health, everybody is different. What is good for one person can be poison for another. Right? So what's healthy for you may not be healthy for me. So I can't say that's one thing for everybody. No, I want to see people around me flourish, become healthier, achieve optimal health, and how to make healthy fun. Bagaimana cara itu membuat healthy menjadi seru. So you look forward to eating healthy. You don't want to be like, aduh, makannya salad doang.
Yeah.
No, thank you. No, that's how our creativity comes in. That's why we want to put fun recipes. That's why we want to share things like, hey, actually, healthy is not that boring. Healthy is as flexible as you choose to be.
Yes. Karena banyak orang yang pikir kalau makan sehat itu rasanya plain atau nggak enak gitu.
But who said we live in Indonesia where we have access to so many spices?
Yeah.
Use them. Okay. Yeah, so it's about understanding these things. And for me, it's seeing my consumers becoming healthier and seeing a difference in their lives. For me, that makes a bigger difference. So yeah, it's a bit of a personal vision and mission along with my business. So yeah, I hope that answers, and I hope you get something out of this.
Of course. Okay, in this, what is your motivation that makes you stay and always develop the business until now?
Honestly, like I mentioned earlier, to see more and more people want to get healthier, but they don't know where to go to find reliable sources. Because a lot of people claim healthy, a lot of people claim plant-based, a lot of people claim vegan, but apa itu benar-benar sehat untuk badan kita? like the example I took earlier, the plant-based milks that have been released these days, apakah itu benar-benar sehat atau tidak? If it's going to cause you to spike your cholesterol levels, is it worth it? No, it's not. If you're going to start eating impossible meats every day, like artificial meats like that every single day, and expect to think that you're becoming healthier, no, you're not. So that's my motivation to just keep going, because I want to be able to support and reach as many people as I can to make sure that, you understand what you're doing. It's okay to eat it as long as you're consciously aware that you're doing that. Like you're making the choice to do it, great. If you know you're doing that already, great. If you know it causes cholesterol, but you choose to drink it, that's your choice. As long as you're aware of it. And you know that there are other options.
Yeah, healthy itu pilihan kita masing-masing ya, mau ngelakuin or not.
Yes, and definisi kesehatan itu beda untuk setiap individual.
Yeah.
So find what works for you, and yeah.
Okay.
And another thing I would actually like to add, when you're developing a business, things are going to change, and it's okay. It's absolutely fine. Like your vision mission will change and shift throughout time. That's completely fine. This is natural. So yeah, this is something that's going to keep growing and growing. But the key is you have an idea, get started.
Jadi berubah itu it's not problem, right? Kita tetap harus berkembang meskipun kita harus berubah.
Yes, change is good. And it's okay to keep evolving, because tiap hari you're evolving. Every day you're regenerating new cells. Every day you see the city moving, the country developing. So is your business. So is your life. So is the family, your environment. Everything is growing. So don't be afraid if things are constantly changing, and it will. But embrace it openly. Have an open mind and go with the flow. So if you have it, start working on it. Don't be afraid that someone's going to shut you out. Oh, there's so many people out there. There's a lot of competitors. I don't see room for myself. Believe in yourself a little, because there's a reason why you're listening to this talk today, right?
Right. Percaya sama diri sendiri.
Yes.
Okay, as the closing of this webinar, can you give us motivation that can make we keep fighting and trying to build a business, especially for those who want to start a healthy food business?
I'm going to share my favorite quote with all of you. It's not really related to healthy food or anything. It's my general life motto. And it is, whether you think you're right or you're wrong, you are right. It's a quote by Henry Ford. And if you think whether you think you can or you can't, you are right. Sorry, that's the right quote. If you think you can't do it, you're right. If you think you can, you are right. So who's stopping you from achieving what it is that you want to achieve? But you yourself.
Yes.
Right?
Right.
Who's holding you back? You yourself. So whether you think you can or you can't, you are right. Yes. So every time you stop onto something, every time something holds you back, always come back and check in with yourself. Who's actually stopping you? What is it that's actually holding you back? Yeah. That's what I would share. And this is my motto that's been with me for the last 8 years. And that's always challenged me every time. I'm like, yeah, I can't do it. Who says you can't? If you say you can't, yeah, pasti you can't, for sure. Right? So. Right.
Okay, I can believe we have arrived at the end of the session. Thank you, Kak Simran, because for providing useful knowledge and taking the time to be the research person for this webinar. And thank you also to all participants who have participated from the beginning of the event to the end. Thank you, Kak Simran.
Thank you, Kak Zara. If anybody has any questions, please feel free to reach out to me, or you can ask Kak Zara how to reach out to me at the Simway or the Healthy Nutter on Instagram. So thank you so much for having me. I'm so happy to be able to share my journey with all of you. And yeah. I hope you were able to have some key takeaways or something at least that could have resonated with you.
Okay. Thank you semuanya.
Thank
Kak.
you everybody who's attended. Thank you so much, Kak.
Thank you.
Thank
Aku
you.
end ya, Kak ya?
Yeah.
Ya. Bye, nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you too.